everybody, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Melody.
And today we're taking a look at a really small game called Pocket Ops. Testing something. It fits in my pocket. Well, if it's called Pocket Ops, I need to check these things. This is a game that is a two-player. It says a 20-minute. That seems right. 20-minute game. Mm-hmm. This is essentially Spies mixed with, tic-tac-toe. I was giving you the thing there where you could say tic-tac-toe.
Oh.
Okay, well anyhow, that's what this is. Now don't run away because that's not necessarily a bad thing. We all know that if you play tic-tac-toe in real life, it will always end in a draw.
Yes.
Unless you're playing a little kid or something and you're trying to let them win or something. It will always end in a draw. Unless you play super duper tic-tac-toe, which we played the other day. And who won that? Was it me or you? I won. That's right. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Pocket Ops. Let's take a look. The goal of this game is to get 3 in a row. That's it, just like tic-tac-toe. And so each player is going to get a bunch of cards that correspond to the letters on the grid. So you're going to get A through I. And so before each round, you're going to look at 2 of these special agents and you're going to pick one. So I'm going to pick the ninja, and maybe this other guy here is going to pick, he gets that little suitcase, which means he's the courier. So let's say I'm going to go first. So the red player is going to try to pick where I'm going to go. So they put a card down like this. Then I decide to where to go. So I'm going to put this guy in the middle because that's where you start. And he picked F. So I'm fine. If he had picked E, I would not have been able to place my guy there. Then he goes and he picks 1. And so I guess, and he puts 1 here on B. Haha, I said B. So this one is removed. And you're just going to keep going back and forth until one person gets 3 in a row and they win. Or if there is a tie, the draw, because that sort of thing can happen when you play one of these, then whoever has the key card, they went first, will lose that. Now, when you place these, and you can place this instead of placing one of your ninjas, you get a special ability. This one says when I place him, if I succeed, I can kill this. However, if this guy is blocked, if any of your special agents are blocked, then they are discarded and you don't get them back. You can only have a try to use each one. This courier here says I can put him in the same room as a friendly spy, and then I can go here and basically kick that person to an adjacent room. So you can do some pretty cool things. There are ones that will kill people, take them out. There's ones that let you move somebody else, and each one is slightly different. They're written in the rule book what they do. Once you win a round, you get this gem. When you win the second round, you get your machine, which requires the gem to run, and you win the game. You need to win 2 out of 3 rounds. Okay, so it's a tiny package, right? It's really small. What do you think about it? The components.
Yeah, the components are, kind of what you expect, because in a small game it's hard to have amazing components, but they're not bad components either.
Yeah, they're blue and red discs. I mean, stuff painted on one side. I kind of wish the ninjas had the ninja symbol on both sides so that you wouldn't have to constantly be separating them from the other guys who are face down. But that's not a big deal. The board is really small, and the cards are really small. But again, that's so that the game can be called
Pocket.
Yeah, right.
But it's also a good thing because then you can bring it like all sorts of places. You have a small table, then you can still play on it. While other games that have a huge board, and you can't.
Someone just asked me, what's a good game to play on an airplane? This is a good one to play on an airplane. You can easily do this one. Okay, so the gameplay itself is basically just outguessing the other person. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the first spot, you always put it is in the middle. But the other person knows that you're going to put in the middle. Mm-hmm. So they're going to block the middle. But they know that you know that they're going to block the middle. So therefore, I'm going to go in the middle because youth are going to think that I'm not going to go to. It's like that, right? Yeah. It actually gets really interesting because sometimes it's a 50-50 chance. Like you have 2 ways to win.
Which one are they going to put it in?
Right, and sometimes neither, which fools everyone. And I also like the fact that there's no draw. It's going to end. Someone's going to win.
Yes.
And sometimes it's at the end, like, oh, I can just block your final move. Therefore, the game's going to end. So that's looking at the special abilities. Special abilities are cool. You got to be careful not to use it maybe on the first move, but because your opponent will know that you should never use it on the first move, maybe you should. The game just keeps coming back down to that same thing. What do you think about the game?
At first when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's a tic-tac-toe game. Like, okay, that's fun. But to me, the special abilities that you had actually kind of made it interesting because you only get one ability per round. And it's just really cool how we actually happened to pick like the same one in
On
that
one of the
game.
rounds, yeah.
But I do like how you can have like a different ability each round.
Yeah, and they're all pretty much the same. And like I said, you got to say, okay, this is one where I can push somebody. Okay, so they can go there. But we're almost talking about this game more than we should.
Yeah.
It's not really that complex of a game, but I liked it. What would you rate it?
Probably like a 7.5.
Yeah, I'm right there with her. This is a kind of game where I'm like, hey, check it out. It's an easy, simple, fun game to play. Everyone understands tic-tac-toe, and you just got to outthink the other person. This game made tic-tac-toe relevant again. That's that tagline. They're probably not going to use that. But it's one that I enjoyed. It looks good. The art's good. The theme works well.
It's very portable.
Right, and not every game needs to be big and brash and huge. Sometimes good things come in a small package. And Pocket Ops is one of those. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Melody.
And you've been watching Double Trouble.
Boom!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.